Hi everyone, welcome to Table for Two. I'm the Elusive Bigfoot,
And I'm Onesie.
and today we are talking about our top games. We're doing all of the alphabet A to Z. These are base games that we have either owned or played. They're not the expansions. We will be doing that at a later time. And let me see, is there anything else? Oh, the versions are going to be grouped together. So things like the Fluxes are together, the Villainesses are together, things like that. Okay, so with that, Onesie, why don't you give us your first P game?
Today we are doing the letter P.
P.
Letter P. So the first game on my list is Paleo.
Hmm.
Right. So this is a worker placement game.
Mm-hmm.
You're gathering resources. You're trying to build a cave painting.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So collectively, you're trying to survive these seasons of the Paleolithic period.
Mm-hmm.
The game Paleo, make sure that your tribe improves and survives.
Mm-hmm.
You add different tribesmen into your card deck. So you start with like a basic workers or cards that you can play,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can add in better cards or better workers as you go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very fun. The theme is fun. You get to forage for food and build fires and paint pictures of animals in the cave and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. It's great. Paleo.
Yeah. The one thing I didn't like about the game was the description of how to put the extra tiles, because you're going to collect tiles as you advance in your development. And so maybe you now have a stone axe, or maybe you now have a teepee, or whatever. But the contraption that they say, here, build this out of cardboard, and they give you all the cutout parts to build it. It doesn't, the things just don't fit on there very well, and it tends to fall over. So we just lay it out on the table. One thing that I thought was unique about this game also is that you get to turn over a card and see what it is, and then or are you picking from two cards, I think?
You get a choice and
You
keep
have the
one.
choice and you keep one. So there's an element of kind of knowing what might be coming up, but you know, it's a luck thing too.
All right, so Paleo. That
Paleo.
was the first one up on my list.
And it's a crossover because that's on my list as well. For
Okay.
all the same reasons that you described. I mean, they have a lot of different ways that you can um, decks you can combine to make it progressively harder or give yourself scenarios. And just the game itself, I thought they really thought about how to give you a really unique experience and very memorable. So, yeah, Paleo. Okay. My another game that I have on my list is Pendulum.
Pendulum.
Pendulum. So Pendulum is a game where you have different sand timers, and you have different areas that you want to collect resources or take an action, and you have to flip a timer when you do that. But you're not allowed to leave or enter that area with the sand timer until the sand runs out. So sometimes you're just hanging out for 30 seconds. Sometimes you're hanging out for a minute and a half. It just depends. And the whole time you're trying to collect resources and um, notoriety, so that way you can you're just really trying to be as powerful a ruler as possible. And so
So normally I completely dislike timed games,
mm-hmm.
but this one's interesting. Like you said, the timers run at different rates.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes it kind of interesting. It takes longer to do one thing than it does another thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I recall when we were playing it, you don't really run out of time to do stuff. You're just waiting for the timer to
You're
run out
waiting it
so
out.
you can send it to another area of the game and
Right.
do something else.
Right. You can choose
Yeah.
to use resources and do other things. I mean, there's only so many things that you can do on your turn. So sometimes you're just waiting until the other person is done with everything. And so it's really a strategic way of looking at how do I manage the time for everything that we're doing so that I can get as many things done as I possibly can. Okay,
All right.
that is Pendulum.
All right. The next one up on my list is kind of an older classic game.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Probe.
Oh,
Right.
nice.
So this is
Yes.
a word game
Mm-hmm.
with cards, and you make a word out of your cards in secret, and basically the other players are trying to guess the word that you
Mm-hmm.
made. but you can put blanks on either end of it to kind of
Mhm.
throw them off. And when you take a turn, you flip a smaller card over, and it tells you what you can and can't do on your turn.
Mhm.
Like if you can take 2 turns in a row,
Mhm.
or maybe you'll get double points for this one if you
Mhm.
guess it correctly. So it's not simply a guessing game. There's a little bit of other mechanisms in there to make it more interesting. But if you're a word person, this classic game Probe, I think it's out of print, but
I think it is
you
out of
can still
print.
find copies of it here and there.
Can you get yours on eBay?
I think eBay or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a fun game. There's definitely word people who I have played with before where they're like, well, according to English grammar and, spelling, then this must be this letter. I'm like, I wouldn't have seen that one coming. I'm like, okay. And so they'll guess the word in like 4 or 5 tries. Meanwhile, I'm still working on how to figure out what that word is. It's pretty tricky for me.
Yeah, so if you're a Scrabble person or a word find person
Hmm.
or any kind of a word game person, you should check out Probe.
Probe. Okay. My next one is Picture Perfect. So, as a former photographer, I love Picture Perfect because when I would be taking group shots of people, they would be like certain people always wanted to be photographed from one side or the other, or they always needed to be standing next to a certain family member, or they had a preference if they wanted to sit or stand. All of these things are within this game Picture Perfect. You get a hand of clues, and what you're doing is you are placing these cutouts of people who are going to be in the picture to the best of your ability. Maybe they want to only be on the left side, or maybe they want to only be standing next to men, or maybe they only want to be standing near the table or away from the table, or something like that. Meanwhile, I have another card for that same person where it's the complete opposite. You can't be both, so you're going to have to pick. You get points for the more things that you were able to fulfill in the requirements of the picture clues, the more points you get. And so, and at the end, they suggest take a picture with your phone, your camera, and then see what it looks like. And it's just a fun game. You'll never get everything right. It's impossible, but boy, is it fun to try to set that up.
Yeah, I believe you start the game with 3 or 4 envelopes of your own
I think it depends on
personally,
how many
how
players
many
you have.
players there are,
Hmm.
but you have some information that
Right.
you know is true and you know is for sure. And then as the game progresses, each round,
Hmm.
you trade
Right.
envelopes and you get ones from the center of the table and you learn new information. And like she said, sometimes it's conflicting, so you just have to do your best and you see who got the most
Right.
right at the end of the round.
Right.
It really has a toy factor to it too. It's
Yeah.
like playing with paper dolls,
Yeah.
but in the form of a tabletop game.
Yeah.
So and it's really fun. It's different than strategy dice kind of thing. You know,
Hmm.
it's got a completely different feel to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you have a shield also, so nobody can see each other's stuff where they're putting their stand-up cutouts because everyone has the same set of them. You have your own set of, I think, like, is it 15 characters? Everyone's got their own set. And then I have a shield around. So you can't see what I'm doing. I can't see what you're doing. So as we're trading the clues back and forth, you may go, oh, they needed to be near the table, but they only want to be on the right. So I got to move them over to the other side. But then you're trying to remember, oh, wait, did I just mess it up because I wanted to be next to that one person? So it's a memory game
Or next
as
to a
well.
plant, or next to the dog,
Or sometimes a plant has a preference. Believe it or not, it's a thing.
or somebody doesn't want to be seen at
Right.
all.
Yeah. So as long as you just put it somewhere behind it, somebody else or the plant, you're fine. And the dog also has an opinion, apparently.
Dogs always have opinions. Don't you know any
Right.
dogs?
Well, I thought cats had the opinions, but okay. All right. That is picture perfect.
All right, the next one up on my list of P games is Potion Explosion.
Ah, that's a good
Right,
one.
so this is a game we got a while ago, and it also has this toy factor involved with it. It has a cardboard chute or ramp
Hmm.
that I would say.
I think shoot is good. It has
Chute,
different alleys that come
yeah,
out.
and you have a bunch of marbles loaded into this
Hmm.
device, and they come out in a certain order
Like 5 different rows or
in a
something.
row, right?
Yeah.
And you're able to on your turn pick a marble out of the row.
Mhm.
And depending on how the remaining marbles crash together,
The colors.
you can
Mhm.
take additional actions or do extra things. And you're basically trying to gather these marbles as ingredients for your potions. And you're
Mhm.
trying to make the best potions you can before the end of the game.
Right.
And then in addition to that, as you make the potions, you can use them. So they have different abilities. And
Mhm.
if you need a little extra oomph on one of your turns, you can turn your potion over and use its ability. And I think this game has a great kind of mix of strategy and luck, and also just a tactile feel.
Mhm.
So it's not just straightly a thinking game, it's you're
Yeah.
actually doing something.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take a lot of like manual dexterity
No.
other than
No.
picking a marble out of the thing, you
Yeah.
know. I will say that the components are made of cardboard,
Yeah.
so we wore it out pretty quick, and I ended up gluing it together
That was genius when
with
he did that.
with wood glue. So
Yeah.
you can either glue the cardboard together or just build one out of balsa wood or something like that.
And I've
Uh,
seen this for sale over at like just stores where people 3D print them all the time. So, and one thing that I like about the game, so as Wenzi said, you're going to pick out a marble so that this set of marbles on the ramp are going to run into whatever's next. And if those marbles are the same color, it's called an explosion. You get all the ones that matched. So let's pretend I have a blue and two red over here, and then there's a blue over here. When the blue hits the blue, I'll take those two blues. So now there's a red. If the reds are also behind that blue as they come tumbling down, when I take out the blues, the reds are now hitting. So as long as the marbles are matching in color, you get to keep taking more and more marbles to fill up your potions. So it's in that regards, you're trying to figure out how can I get chain my actions together and build my engine. So I love that.
yeah, potion explosion.
Nice. Okay, my next game I want to talk about is Parks.
Hey, that's on my list too.
Oh, terrific. So, Parks is a game where you're walking through a park, and as you're walking through the park, you're collecting resources, whether it's sunshine or what else do you get? Water,
Trees.
or yeah, trees, mountains. And then with those resources, you want to buy your postcards of other park scenes that you want to do. So by the time you come to the end, you get points for each park scene you have, and you're trying to see who gets the most points. And there's other ways of getting points. You're given an objective, so maybe you can fulfill that. So you're kind of weighing it like, should I go for this objective or should I just go for this? Or is there a way to get all of that at the same time?
Yeah, and there are other additions to the game, like canteen cards
Mm-hmm.
that you put a drop of water in there,
Mm-hmm.
and later on
Yeah.
you can use that water for a specific thing that's written on that canteen
Mm-hmm.
card, kind of as an extra power.
Or a backpack will get you an
Yeah,
extra ability as well. Like whenever you go to a mountain, you get an extra mountain.
yeah, and there's a weather each turn. So
Mm-hmm.
with the weather, it puts extra resources out on the hiking trail,
Mm-hmm.
and it also gives a condition like you get a one mountain discount when you're buying something that costs a mountain, or um, every card that you buy costs one less sun, or
Yeah.
something like
So
that.
there's always a little bit of difference in every round that you play. And of course, the game completes just as soon as you. I'm trying to remember how does it complete?
You have the correct number of park cards in front of you. Like it's 5 cards.
Okay.
There's a certain number of cards that are unknown. And once you achieve that number, it triggers the end of the game.
Ta-da! All right, so that is Parks.
All right, I think I have one more only on my list. How are you doing?
I have just my number one left.
I
That's
do
it.
too. Shall we say it together? It
You
might be
think it's
the
the
same
same?
one. I think it might be.
It would be really funny if it's not.
We can edit it out if it's not.
I think we should leave it in if it's not.
Okay. And that game is
Wait, 3, 2, 1.
Project L.
What do you like about Project L?
Wait, did we choose the same
You
game?
did.
Ah, so Project L is basically Tetris in a tabletop game
Right.
form. So on your
Tetris?
yeah, Tetris. Well,
Okay.
sort of Tetris. The shapes are Tetris-like.
Right.
You're putting together these puzzles with little plastic shapes,
Mm-hmm.
that match these puzzle tiles.
Mhm.
And so your job during the game is to put together these puzzles and score points for the puzzles.
Mhm.
Um, it doesn't fall down like Tetris, or
No.
you don't rotate anything like that, but you use these same kind of
Right.
shapes
The shapes are similar.
to make the puzzles. And it's purely an abstract game,
Mhm.
and it's very fun. There's a row of easy puzzles and there's a row of hard puzzles. Every time you solve one, you either get the benefit of gaining an extra puzzle piece to use or gaining points, or
Mhm.
both.
Mhm.
And so if you like putting puzzles together and you just like playing with little shapes and bricks and doing things, takes about, I don't know, 20 minutes to play or something like that.
Depending on which
And
one you play.
it's
Yeah.
very fun.
I really love this game. Several reasons why. One, the pieces feel really good in your hand. They're substantial. Another reason that I love it is also a strategy game because for each puzzle piece that you complete, you will almost always, I think always, sometimes just points maybe, but you'll get an extra piece. Plus the pieces you use, you get those back. So you're trying to figure out what is the best way for me to complete a puzzle piece. Oh, I want to make that puzzle piece. It's harder, but I get this really great big square that I can use on so many different things. Because you have to fill up all the different holes. And you get minus points if you have anything left over that, you still have a hole left in a puzzle piece. So you really want to think about like, should I go for one more? Should I not go for one more? What's the best way to play this? So, yeah, that is Project L. Okay, so that's our number one. So we would love to know, as Wendy said, what are some of your favorite games that begin with a P? We would love to know. Please put it down in the comments and let us know. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, I'm the Elusive Bigfoot.
And I'm Wendy.
Thanks so much. Bye bye.